for the death of gaming. Yo, what's going on? We're back in another video, and I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch too, because I think there's a really interesting topic that's going on right now. And the big point of contention I'm seeing is the price of the console, as well as the price of the video games, and how much is being offered with this console at launch. I think a lot of the times what happens with console launches is they've progressively gotten worse over time because exclusives really just haven't been that great, and a lot of them aren't really readily available at launch, or if there might be one or two, but it's not the same as it was like a PS2 launch or even a PS3 launch, right? Or a Wii U where you have Smash Brothers and all these other things. So I think it's a very interesting conversation to have. I kind of want to go over it. So if you look here, the Switch 2 is coming out June 5th, 2025, and it's only taking micro SD cards. I think this only goes up to 2 terabytes, if I remember correctly. You're not going to be able to use these old ones. Um, there is a new controller. There is one of the big main points I wanted to mention, that there is a C button. There is a C button, absolutely. The Joy-Cons also has a lot of improvements where they're now magnetic as opposed to just sliding it. The actual, screen itself is bigger. It is coming with 256 gigabytes as opposed to the original 32, which I don't know how any of us bought that. When you look at the specs, it really doesn't give you too much info, right? It's 4.5, 10.7 inches wide, 0.55 inches thick. Yak. 0.88 pounds, nothing really too crazy. They don't give you a lot of information on the CPU, GPU, so it's custom made by NVIDIA. Really not much there, but you do see in which that it can go up to 120 hertz, which is really nice. Nintendo's been behind on the ballpark for the longest time, so to see them being able to support 4K on television, only up to 60 FPS, but not the biggest deal in the world, but then finally getting 1920 by 1080 or even 2560 when it's on TV with 120 FPS is nice, right? So that's awesome. But the price point, again, as I said, is a big piece of contention. We're looking at a price point of $450. And if I actually go to their website here, you can buy either the console itself for $450, or for $500, you could buy that with Mario Kart. Now, the other thing is their pricing of their video games are changing as well. So they are now making it to $80 virtual downloads per sale, and $90 for physical copies. So the rumor, it's a funny joke where it's like this happened before GTA 6, because the big joke was GTA 6 is going to come out. It's going to be $100, right? And it's looking more and more true. And Nintendo seems to be the first big console company that has made massive shifts in their pricing, right? The pricing of the system, I think, is pretty expensive. Surprising how expensive it is, when in reality, again, they've been so behind on the curve. But when I look at the console right now and what they've offered to me, and this is going to be subjective, everyone's going to be different, but the biggest thing that I think that everyone's looking at is like, wow, that new Bloodborne-esque game, that looks crazy. Sucks that it's a Nintendo Switch only. I'll probably buy the console around when that's coming out. Hopefully the price drops. Like, the Donkey Kong looks cool. But other than that, I think justifying this price point's a little crazy. And, I know, like, you can upgrade certain games. Like, you could purchase an upgrade, right? If you have your Legend of Zeldas, if you have like your Mario parties, you can purchase an upgrade to have it make it look even better. So that was like their big selling point. And I don't know, man, it's a little disappointing to see. As someone who's played Nintendo their whole life, and I really love their games, I used to love console gaming as a whole. It's crazy to see the point that we have gotten to. So the original Switch dropped with a price point of $300, right? And then adjusting to inflation of 2025 based on Polygon says that would be about 387.06. But I'm still looking at this, and I don't know how I could justify these price points right now. And the reason why I say this is the biggest problem that I think a lot of people have with gaming, and it's very prevalent with consoles. Like I said, obviously the exclusive, they're really not that great, so it doesn't justify the price point outright at the moment, unless you're like a super diehard fan and you want to play Metro in like 120 frames, right? Or 4K 60 FPS. But the state of gaming and a lot of paid games is pretty poor at the moment. It's very rare you get an Elden Ring, a Black Myth Wukong, a Witcher 3, where you're paying for a game that's about $50, $60 at the time. I mean, now it's going to go up. Maybe it not might go up in the next 6 months, but as a whole, by next year, the industry standard will be $80. It just absolutely will be. But those games are complete experiences, 40, 50, 60 hours of content, not even including DLCs. Now you're paying for games, and not when you pay for a game, it's either a buggy fucking mess, completely trash, or it's just micromanaged and microtransactions out the fucking wazoo, right? Battle passes and different ways in order to make more money off the consumer. And so we've gotten to the point where unfortunately a lot of these games delivering are slop. And I like Nintendo, but if you want me to sit here and pretend like I think that Nintendo is going to deliver the greatest thing since sliced bread, to convince me to buy the console for $450 and then Donkey Kong for another 80, like that Donkey Kong game looks sick, but like, dude, that's a lot of cash money. That's a lot of money right there. You know, you're asking for a lot, and so it's just kind of upsetting, I guess, when you see it's like, wow, like the quality is consistently going down. Some games are obviously the outliers, but the exception does not define the rule. And then now the consoles are going up, and it's like it just kind of weird to look at. It's kind of sad to look at if you think about it. I mean, using an example right now of Xbox, if I go here, you look at like Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is $70, right? $70 plus. This is the base edition of Assassin's Creed. There's it says included with Ubisoft Plus, but then I go here to WWE 2K25 Standard Edition, $69.99. And I know this game for sure, absolutely. If I remember correctly, there's like an online shop. I don't know if it's in-game currency, but like, you know, if you've played any of the 2K basketball games, there's tons of fucking microtransactions in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at GTA. GTA is going to be $100, but there's going to be tons of fucking things that you could buy online with real money. And so to see Nintendo say, we see this $70 price point, sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's $59.99, it varies, and then we're gonna jump it by another 10. It's like, guys, I don't know how you can sit there and be like, hey man, I want to buy this. You know, I look at Steam, WWE 2K25 is $59.99. Now it's clearly not optimized for PC, $10 cheaper, but hey, $10 is still $10, right? But sadly, Assassin's Creed Shadows on Steam is $70. So it's just all over the place, man. I think we are in a new era of gaming. And I think with a combination of Grand Theft Auto and Nintendo, they are going to hike up the prices even more. And it would be one thing again if we're consistently getting good delivered products. And I'm not going to pretend like every Xbox 360 game that I bought for $60 or $50, I don't even know how much it was a masterpiece. But, you know, when there's more misses than hits in the industry, and more dev layoffs, and we're increasing the price of everything and we're pumping out dog shit, it just makes you wonder, like, hey man, like, what's I clearly, obviously it's just about the bottom line, but can you at least deliver a decent enough product, you know? Because I'm not convinced the Switch 2 is worth it. I'm not. Just feels bad, man. We're in an interesting spot. So that being said, download Genshin Impact. You can start exploring the great world of But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a big deal? I don't think it's doom posting. I think that at the end of the day, people are going to still buy it. It's still going to sell like hotcakes. But it's an interesting conversation to have. Like, this is now another official turning point where prices are now being increased once again. So let me know your thoughts. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.